I'll be talking about the last three episodes of Peacemaker for this season, of which James Gunn confirmed this is the final season for Peacemaker. Although what happens in the final episode will go possibly on to either movie things or maybe a spin-off show. Um, this was a disappointing season. With the last three episodes, episode seven was probably the best one. I'm not going into spoilers here, just so you could watch the show yourself and give your own opinion. There is a cliffhanger at the end of episode eight. Um, yeah, it's a big one. Um, it's- you know, I'd say I give the cliffhanger like, okay, I want to see what happens now. I'll say, um, episode eight as a whole, I thought was all right. There are a lot of interesting scenes in there. Basically, in episode eight, is they finally, um, I will say that they finally show the Rick Flag Senior like he's basically the villain the whole entire season. Um, even though there was only really one confrontation between him and Peacemaker in this whole season. Um, there's a couple of Superman cameos. There's a big one and then some little ones in the last three episodes. But they were cool to see, and it does connect to the Superman movie, so um, it's interesting there. Still not a fan of this multiverse stuff. They push it in DC here, and they pushed it in Marvel a lot. I'm just not a fan of it. That's really what seems to be the driving kind of overall arc that seems to be in James Gunn's universe here, and I'm kind of cringy on it. That's why at this point I'm kind of 50-50 with James Gunn's universe and what's been presented so far. I'm giving him some rope. I want to see where it goes. I want to see where Lanterns goes. I want to see where Supergirl goes and all this stuff. I will say with the cliffhanger with Peacemaker this season that I want to see more, like in terms of like as much as season two was a disappointment, I do want to see these characters again, and I do want to see what happens, because of events that happen, especially in the last episode. It's kind of like, well, okay, this is interesting now. Like it, season two really is starts kind of meh, and there's moments in there throughout the season, but episode seven and eight kind of like put it back in a trajectory of interesting things for these characters' future. But overall, I think season two was such a mostly a letdown compared to season one. Season one knocked it out of the park for me. I think the biggest thing with season two that really dragged was the whole hardcore Peacemaker trying this relationship stuff. I think that was kind of it's fine to have it, but it just parts dragged out for me there. I was expecting Peacemaker and the Flag arc to be more of a centerpiece. It kind of is, but not really. Um, there wasn't really a camaraderie, togetherness of the team in this season when much of them are split. Uh, uh, just the overall arc with these dimension doors was like, eh. So anyway, I think it's worth watch this season. It's not a total wash. I think it's really going to depend on your opinion. I would say that if you love Peacemaker season one, um, check season two out. I mean, I didn't care for most of it, but you know, I do see kind of like strings that can connect to other things in the James Gunn universe. So there's that. Um, Parts of it I would rewatch over again, like especially the last two episodes because they were the best in all of the season. I think, especially episode seven. I think was the strongest one. Um, Judo Masters, like they don't really have. He's just there. He seems like a character, and they never really dive into his background or anything. Just that he shows up every now and then. It's just funny. Perhaps that's the whole shtick for his character in these two seasons. I don't know. Um, but definitely, I could see that this is connecting to Superman Man of Tomorrow, which is the next Superman movie, apparently, that'll come out in 2 years, which is cool. I'm down. While I have my nitpicks with the Superman movie, um, I hope that the next Superman movie is better. Uh, my nitpicks with the Superman movie were that like there were enough Superman moments for me, and I didn't like some of the plot elements that they used, which pissed me off. But I love the actor as Superman. I think he's got a lot of potential for this universe that Gunn has created here, um, especially for like it seems like he's slowly weaving with these shows and stuff into a overall, you know, eventually Justice League movie. And I like that aspect of it where he's weaving the little strings together where we're going to have the Justice League movie. And I wouldn't be surprised if Peacemaker ended up in the Justice League movie. I mean, that'd be something, wouldn't it? But we'll have to see. Um, I think with the Peacemaker, the way that the season ended, I think it's going to be a spin-off show, which is fine. But we probably won't get that for a while because Gunn said the Peacemaker series is done. However, a spin-off of events can lead into a show or I guess maybe a movie. Right. Because I don't think he's going to leave it, these characters behind. They're going to find their way somehow, somewhere onto the either the big screen or the little screen. Anyway, that's my kind of critique of overall of season two of Peacemaker and the last three episodes of the show. Um, Now it's pretty much the waiting game and seeing when these characters will show up again. I think the next big thing is Supergirl and then the Lanterns TV show. I think those are the next two things that are coming up. I don't know when they're going to release them. And then the Man of Tomorrow, the Superman sequel, 2 years from now, is slated to come out. So those are the next few things with the DC stuff. Um, I'm still on board with the James Gunn stuff. It's just some stuff I'm kind of meh on. Um, Again, 50-50 on this. I will say that it is James Gunn's weird and silly, you know, universe and what things are, but he is sticking to the comics quite a bit, which is cool. A lot of like things that you may pick up on if you've read DC comics in the past. So that's really neat. So I guess for any DC stuff, we'll have to wait now and the next big thing and review that. So that's my review of Peacemaker, last few episodes, and overall of season two and all that. So don't forget to give a like. In fact, post down the comments there if you what do you think? What's your favorite episode this season, and what do you think of the overall season two? Like to know. Um, and we'll catch you in the next video.